Before the 1860s, buildings never rose higher than 4 stories. By 1900, electric streetcars in American cities were carrying more than 5 million passengers a year. As good as these new technologies sounded, industrialization had many other problems that came along with it. In 1906, San Francisco, a powerful earthquake destroyed many of these skyscrapers. To help solve this problem, cities started making metal frames before putting the building together for increased stability. Skyscrapers were invented. They were buildings that looked tall enough to scrape the sky. Skyscrapers helped cities grow and made modern life possible. The elevator was a key invention for the construction of tall buildings. This made travel through the new taller building much faster and easier. Buildings could be more than a few stories because people no longer had to walk up to the highest floors. Streetcars were another key invention. They made travel much faster through the densely populated city. Richmond, Virginia became the first American city to have an electric transportation system. Streetcars allowed people to be able to live farther away from the work because streetcars were much faster than walking. As good as these new technologies sounded, many hardships came along as a result. As people flocked to new cities, overcrowding became a serious problem. It was especially serious for families who could not afford to buy a house. Such families lived in tenements. Tenements were run-down, overcrowded apartments where families who could not afford to buy a house moved into. As these neighborhoods became more and more crowded, slums were formed. Every city had a slum, and these dangerous and impoverished living areas affected cities. The social gospel movement aimed to improve the lives of the poor. They were disgusted by poverty and slums. They fought to create changes that would solve these problems. They inspired many people to help improve the lives of the poor. Some people created settlement houses. Settlement houses offered services such as daycare, education, and health care to needy people in slum neighborhoods. Many settlement houses were created by middle-class women. Jane Addams is a settlement house founder. She founded Chicago's Whole House in 1899 with Ellen Gates Starr. It was a model for other settlement houses. Of all the slums, the most famous was New York's Lower East Side. Jacob Riis, an immigrant from Denmark, published How the Other Half Lives in 1890, which drew attention to the extremely poor and harmful living conditions of these slum and tenements. With electric streetcars and skyscrapers, sadly many downsides fell along. Urban disasters and slums creeped on the outside of cities. Tenements housed entire families with the space of an average living room. But with these hardships, there was a solution in the gospel movement alone. With Whole House, many improvements were made for the living conditions of the poor. Thanks for watching this documentary on urbanization and industrialization.